Welcome to the Profitpreneur Power Play podcast, your daily dose of strategies, insights, and action steps to grow your business and build your freedom. It's time to stop playing small and start making power plays.
Well, hello, and good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Profitpreneur Power Play podcast. I'm your host, Valerie Walton, one of the co-founders here. And today we are going to really get into some stuff here. So here's a question for you. Why? Why is it that some entrepreneurs are always waiting for approval, waiting for permission, waiting for that right moment, as if someone else is supposed to say go? So today's guest is here to tell you the truth about all that. Dr. Bob Clark, he's spent over 30 years running IVF labs, creating over 30,000 plus babies while building a business on the side. He has become a six-figure earner, both in healthcare and in online marketing. He retired from healthcare years earlier than he had planned and now leads the part-time Prosperity Tribe, which helps entrepreneurs build freedom without burnout. So his topic today: why you keep waiting for someone to say go, because the permission you're waiting for, you may already have. Let's see what Bob has to say about this. Hello.
Hey, Val, what's going on?
I'm just excited. I can't wait. I got my phone. I'm ready to take the notes.
This is going to be a hot one. This is a good topic, I think.
Oh, I love it. All right, cool. I'm going to get out of your hair.
All right. Hey, guys, what's going on? Happy Wednesday. Today's Wednesday. Yeah, happy Wednesday to you. I hope you guys are doing well. Why you keep waiting for someone else to give you permission to go in your business. So how many times have you caught yourself waiting for some kind of like invisible green light, right? Before you do the thing that you already know you need to do? Why do we wait? I see this all the time, especially in leadership, right? I see people waiting for someone to appoint them or give them permission to lead. And it's interesting. It's understandable, actually, especially if you come from a job background. Maybe you spent years, maybe even decades like me, in a world where you had to wait for permission, right? Your boss had to say yes before you could go. A schedule told you where to be and when to be, right? Someone else was making the decisions. And suddenly here you are in your business and you're the boss and you're the one who has to make the decision, but your brain is still kind of back there waiting for someone else to tap you on the shoulder and say, okay, you can do it now. It's okay. So it's kind of understandable. I get it, but it's something we really have to break out of. And it's something I really had to work on, some internal work on my own to really get past this, because I was kind of stuck in that world too, right? Like Val said, I was in healthcare for over 30 years. I was a boss, but I also had a big boss. And that big boss, dictated many times when I do things, what I do, right? How I do it, gave me permission. So I get it. I understand it. So here's what we're going to do. Today, we're going to unpack a few things. Why you keep hesitating even when you're sick of hesitating. Why you're drawn to more learning instead of more doing. We've talked about that before. And why it feels safer to stay in the sidelines and get ready, right? Quote unquote, get ready. And then we're going to do more than just understand it. I'm going to walk you through a super simple daily exercise or habit that will train you to stop waiting for permission and to start giving it to yourself. So it's going to be a good one. Maybe grab a notepad. It might be something you want to do today. So first, let's talk about why you hesitate, why you wait for external approval before doing things. As I said, employee conditioning can train you to wait for permission. So, like I said, years of asking the boss first is wired into your brain. The fear of getting into trouble if you do something that you didn't have permission to do, right, in your job. That you carry that with you, especially if you've been in jobs for years like me, right? You carry that with you into your business. It doesn't just magically go away, right? And how there's a hidden payoff for staying on the sidelines. Safer, right? You never have to risk being wrong or embarrassed if you're staying behind the scenes. You can blame the delay on circumstances, on your circumstances, instead of your lack of decisions. So there's a hidden payoff there. Also, people confuse clarity with certainty and use that as a stall tactic. So, they use that, I'm not 100% sure yet, as a, kind of like a built-in brake to stop doing anything in their business. Many people want guarantees before they take the first step. Anybody who's prospected, trying to get people into a business, they know that a lot of times people want 100% guarantees before they take the next step. It's not part of business, but that's what they want. And many people use research and overthinking as a safety blanket, right? I know this is kind of like straight talk, but it's real, right? It's why it happens. Maybe you hide behind learning and planning and getting ready, right? Getting ready to get ready to get ready. I know so many people like that. I used to be one of them, so I get it, right? Attending the trainings, taking the courses, having the notes, the binders full of notes. I have all that, right? Endless thinking like, I'll start this when blank, right? Treating planning as progress instead of just preparation, right? Planning and training is not really progress in your business. And then finally, how a fear of failing can stop you in your tracks, disguised as not the right time yet. It's not the right time yet. Worrying what coworkers will think, what family will think, what your friends will think, imagining worst case scenarios in your mind before you even take an action. All this stuff, right? All of it is working against us. And it's kind of like, it's really not fair. It's almost like it gangs up on us, right? So here we are sitting behind our computer trying to grow our business, and all this stuff is coming at us, all these thoughts and all this prior programming, just previous wiring in our brain is ganging up on us. Right? It's no wonder we do anything. Okay. That's why I always say that the people who don't have jobs, who've never had a job, or haven't had a job in a really long time, they have an advantage in a way, right? Especially if they haven't been in business before, because they don't have this previous wiring that we employees have or had. So it's a problem, right? So now I've outlined a problem for you, and hopefully you guys are not dragging your jaws on the floor because all this stuff is ganging up on us. There is a cure. There is a cure. I was in healthcare, so I'm going to give you a cure. And here it is. It's pretty simple. It's using small, micro, what I call self-permission habits, right? That retrain your brain to act, not delay, right? Making action so small that it's ridiculous not to do it. That's the key. Anybody who's ever read Atomic Habits knows this concept really well, right? So you're shifting from, am I allowed, to I've decided. No external permission necessary. Give yourself a deadline so that you can't procrastinate, and you celebrate your small wins to reinforce the habit. Okay, so what does this look like in real life? I'm going to take you through it step by step. All right, so there's one simple rule. Every day, you give yourself permission to do one visible 10-minute action in your business before you do anything else. Without waiting for anybody else to approve it, you already have prior approval. Every day, you give yourself permission to do one visible 10-minute action. Now, what do I mean by visible? I'm not talking about learning or organizing or hiding. I'm talking about getting out there, engaging, right? Maybe even messaging people or talking to people, right? Putting yourself out there in a way that you're not hiding behind your computer. So what does that look like? Step one, you pick one thing that you've been waiting on doing. One thing. Could be messaging that prospect. that you've been delaying. Could be posting a short video on social media. It could be making an offer to your email list. It could be, asking for a testimonial to somebody you've helped before. Something small you can do in 10 minutes. And that's part 2. You shrink it down to a 10-minute version. So whatever that thing is that you want to do, you shrink it down to the point where you can do it in 10 minutes. So step 1 is to pick the one thing you've been waiting on. Step 2 is shrink it down to 10 minutes, right? A 10-minute version of itself. So instead of record 5 videos, record maybe one 30-second clip or one 1-minute clip of the video. Instead of writing out a whole email sequence, just write one email. Right? Instead of I want to plan my whole funnel, maybe just direct message one person with your offer. So you're shrinking it down to bite size, like 10-minute versions of the task, something that you almost would be embarrassed not to do. Like if you couldn't do this, you can't do it at all, right? That's how small it is. So the third step then is you got to set a time. Right? You can't just say, I'll do it later, because we all know that later usually doesn't happen. So set a non-negotiable time, put it on your calendar, right? Make it non-negotiable. For example, tomorrow at 7:30 to 7:45, I'll do my action. Right? And you put it on your calendar, you set a reminder, you set the alarms, whatever you have to do, close the door, and you get to work at 7:30. And you work till 7:40, 7:45, whatever it is. All right, that's step 3. Step 4, give yourself permission out loud. This is important because you got to rewire your brain. Right? Your brain is still stuck in asking for permission mode. So you have to actually, and I find saying it out loud really helps, right? I give myself permission to blank today, even if it's not perfect. That last part's important too, right? For all us perfectionists out there, all us procrastinators, I give myself permission to message this person, even if it's not the perfect message. I give myself permission to do a short video today, even if I don't do it perfectly. So say it out loud. I know it will sound ridiculous, right? And you'll kind of be like, maybe even just muttering it, and that's okay. Just say it, even if you say it quietly. But that's an important step to reset the brain, reset the wiring. And then step 5 is do it before you do anything else. So don't scroll social media. Don't try to learn something in a training. Don't tweak something that you've been working on. Do this action first. Prioritize it first. Because if you don't, you might get yourself involved in something else and never get to your action step. So that's why I always tell people, pick your action step, right? Break it down into really small 10-minute chunks. Set a time, give yourself permission, and then do that before anything else when you wake up. And now if you're working all day, okay, whenever your business time is, do it first in that business time slot. And then 6th and not least is celebrate when you do it. Right? Pat yourself on the back. Give yourself a little gift, right? Something that you want. Maybe it's a piece of cake, a date night, whatever it is you want to do. Celebrate it. Celebrate it with somebody else in your family. If that seems like something you want to do, celebrate it with somebody else online. Maybe you have a running buddy, someone else who's like an accountability partner, something like that. Celebrate it, because you're reinforcing. You're reinforcing. And if you miss it, if you go through this and you don't do it, don't like get so down on yourself, but make the commitment to do it tomorrow and put it on your calendar, right? And keep doing that until you can do this consistently. Because the more consistently you do this day in and day out, even though it's a small thing, and it's not going to like drive your business to 6 figures, right? It's 10 minutes is not going to do that, but you're setting the stage, right? You're changing the wiring. You're setting yourself up for consistent action. And if you do consistent action over time, we know what's going to happen. Right? You're going to see results. Okay, so here's what I want you to do. And then we'll close this out. For the next 7 days, your only job is these 6 steps. And I know it's 6 steps. It seems like a lot, but it's not. It's not 6 steps, it's not a big thing, but it's a system. And you need systems to help you operate your business. So this is your little system, your little consistency system, if you will. So for the next 7 days, your only job is to every day pick one tiny visible action, right? 10 minutes worth. Do it without anybody's permission. Celebrate it. And that's your daily, I decided, move for the day. If you can do that for 7 days, you can do it for 30 days. Then you can do it for 90 days, and then you're off to the races. But you got to start somewhere. This is where you start, these simple 6 steps. All right, Val, that's what I got today.
Awesome. Love that.
Short and sweet. Short and sweet.
Yeah, I especially love when you're talking about confusing clarity with certainty. I think that really hits a lot of folks. But yeah, great stuff.
We all do it.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, we got the steps down. You guys can take notes right out of the chat, copy those, and let's do it. Who is going to actually put this together, make this happen for the next 7 days? Because I'm willing to do it. You can put it in the chat, or if you're already a part of the community, put it inside the community group, because we definitely want to support you as you do this. Okay?
Yeah. I mean, like, who can't do 10 minutes, right?
Right.
I mean,
Right.
it seems
Very
ridiculous. But we can easily talk ourselves out of that 10 minutes also. So
yeah, that is true.
It may not seem like a lot, but it's a big deal.
Yeah. Yeah. It can take you far just doing, 10 minutes. People think sometimes it may not be that big of a deal, but again,
and here's what I didn't say is that a lot of times, especially as you keep going doing this, when you do your 10 minutes, you want to do more.
Yeah.
So you'll do 15, you'll do 30, right? And all of a sudden it's not so bad anymore. So the 10 minutes get you started. Doesn't mean you have to stop there.
Right. That is true. Yeah. I noticed that about myself the other day, actually. I went back to the good old Pomodoro technique. I put on my timer for about an hour to work and then give myself like a quick 15-minute break and then go back. But by the time the timer went off, I didn't want to take the 15-minute break.
Yeah.
I was like, restart. Let's do another hour. Let's see how far I can go, and I'll take the break after. Exactly. So yeah, Bob is spot on with this, you guys. Like, it definitely works. So I would recommend doing it.
Jeff is in. So there we go. All right. Jeff, you're awesome. First on the list, man. I'm going to follow up with you because I know where you live.
Awesome. All right, cool. Thank you guys so much. Listen, here's the truth. No one is going to come tap you on the shoulder and tell you, okay, it's your turn. Okay, go. And you know what? You don't need a green light. You don't need someone else's blessing. You just need a decision. Your decision. And inside of the Profitpreneur membership and community, we actually help you to build the confidence and the skills and the systems to stop hesitating and finally move forward. And you can do it boldly and consistently. And listen, the moment you stop waiting for permission, you will feel like your whole life is beginning to move. All right. So take the plunge, check it out. And we're excited to have you be part of this. Thanks so much, you guys. See you back here tomorrow. Same time, same channel.
Bye, guys.